let's talk about how this structure deck became a 2-time regional champion over the weekend. Well, it wasn't this structure deck exactly, but the Mew VMAX League Battle deck is a fantastic place for players to get started with if they are looking to become a competitive Pokemon TCG player, and nothing is exemplifying that more than the fact that it won 2 regional championships over the weekend. Let's talk about the cards that you get for the VMAX Battle deck if you were to buy it off the street. This is the list, and it's pretty gosh darn good. It's got all the cards that you could possibly need to create a Mew VMAX deck, including a 2/2 line of Mew VMAX itself. For those of you who do not know, Mew VMAX is a 310 HP Psychic type VMAX Pokemon with the attack Cross Fusion Strike for 2 colorless energy. Cross Fusion Strike allows you to copy a Fusion Strike Pokemon's attack from your bench and use it as if it were its own attack. It means you can use cards like Genesect V or Deoxys in order to attack for pretty significant damage with a Pokemon that is incredibly bulky. Talking of Genesect V is the engine that we're going to use in this deck. It's a 190 HP basic V Pokemon, but it's not necessarily in the deck for its attack. Well, we use it with Mew VMAX, but we really want to use the Fusion Strike System ability, which lets us draw a ton of cards. Fusion Strike System says that we can draw until we have cards in our hand equal to the amount of Fusion Strike Pokemon in play, and if you take a look at the Pokemon in this deck list, they are all Fusion Strike Pokemon, even Deoxys, which is every single type of strike, would you believe it? Deoxys is a very, very cool card that not many people have been playing with. It's a 120 HP basic Fusion Strike Pokemon with the attack Photon Boost. Photon Boost for 3 colorless energy deals 80 damage, but if you have a Fusion Strike energy attached to this Pokemon, then you deal an extra 80, meaning you can deal 160 damage with a single prize Pokemon. Not only that, but it's also very good into Lost Box, being able to withstand a hit from Cram-o-matic with 10 HP remaining. This list also provides us with copies of Meloetta, which is an incredibly powerful attacker. The Melodious Echo attack for a Psychic and colorless energy deals a ton of damage, 70 damage for every Fusion Strike energy in the field of play. That means that if you have 4 of your Fusion Strike energies, you'll be able to deal 280 damage with no modifiers to be able to take knockouts on some pretty big Pokemon. Now, how do we get those energies into play? Why, it's Elesa's Sparkle, a fantastic card. We choose 2 of our Fusion Strike Pokemon, then search our deck for a Fusion Strike energy to attach to each of those Pokemon. It means that if you have a single Fusion Strike energy in hand, you can very easily attach that and start attacking as early as turn 1 going second. I mentioned modifiers. We also have the incredibly powerful Power Tablet, which we can play to allow our Fusion Strike Pokemon to deal 30 more damage with their attacks. We can stack these up, and with 4 Power Tablets in the deck, we can theoretically add an extra 120 damage any of our attacks. This means Mew VMAX is in a very, very strong position because it can very easily deal some significant damage, knocking out anything in the game if you're copying Meloetta's attack and using those 4 Power Tablets. But this list obviously isn't the one that won those regional championships, so let's jump across and check out the winner of the Malmo Regional Championship and see what decisions were made. This is the list piloted by Lasa Poisto, and I hope that I've pronounced that name correctly. It is an absolute masterclass in how to build a variant version of Mew VMAX. It has all the cards that we just spoke about: Mew, Genesect, Meloetta, Deoxys. It's got the Fusion Strike energy, it's got Elesa's Sparkle, but it's also got a couple of cards that make it incredibly good in the standard format. I'm speaking specifically about cards like Judge and Path to the Peak. Path to the Peak turns off the abilities of Pokemon V, or Rulebox Pokemon I should say, and Judge shuffles your opponent's hand and yours into your deck, and then you draw 4 cards. Now you might ask, Mitch, why would you want to turn your Pokemon V's abilities off? Genesect has the ability that runs the deck. Well, I'll tell you right now, it's not that critical, and with cards like Lost Vacuum, you can very easily remove Path to the Peak to brick your opponent, but give yourself the opportunity to play. Beyond that, there's not that many differences between this deck and the one that we featured just before. We've thinned out some counts, we've thickened up others, we've got the vacuums, the paths, we've got a couple of extra search cards, Nest Ball, Feather Ball, that kind of stuff. You can't even see them, they're behind my head, but those cards aren't necessarily critical. Really, this deck as it stands could have come straight out of the box. If you do want to upgrade to this list, there is one card though you will definitely need, and that is Forest Sealstone. When you attach this card to a Pokemon V, you can use a V-Star power that allows you to search for any card in your deck. Realistically, we can attach this to our Genesects and search out any card that we like. That is very, very good. Now, if you want to pick this one up, all you need to do is buy the Mew VMAX Battle Deck on Pokemon TCG Live Store. It's not very expensive, it's about 1,000 gems. And then the extra cards that you need, if you don't have them already, they'll cost about 5,000 credits. That means that realistically, with a little bit of playing, you can build a deck that is not only incredibly consistent, but also incredibly powerful, absolutely free. Let's check this one out in action. We'll see if we can't get a game with Fusion Mew over on the standard ladder. We begin, and we are facing off against a Radiant Greninja. Not 100% sure what our opponent is playing just yet. There's a water energy into the discard pile. I can say this much. Our hand is not very good. We have Elesa Sparkle and we have Fusion Strike Energy, so we can attack next turn, and it looks like we're playing against Lost Box, so you never know, we might be able to use Psychic Leap. I'm hoping that we just top deck a Battle VIP Pass and the game continues. So if you're seeing this, we're probably going to top deck Battle VIP Pass, because if we don't, I do not see a way that this game makes it into the video. Something else needs to have happened, otherwise. We're spoiling the future here. There's something is going on. Our opponent passes the turn with a single Comfey in play. Oh, a Lost City, okay. Right, well, we're not going to scoop immediately, but we are definitely going to be in some trouble here. We're going to use Elisa's Sparkle. We're going to get 2 energies onto our Mew V in the active. Then, I'm playing down Lost City, and I'm using Psychic Leap. I don't want my opponent to have access to the free retreat from Beach Court. I do not want to shuffle into the deck with Psychic Leap. That's obviously an effect of Mew V. Then you are allowed to attach and then Psychic Leap into the deck. You can shuffle all Pokemon and all cards attached to it into the deck with Psychic Leap. I don't want to do that. If I do that, I lose the game, so don't do that. But yeah, I feel like there's a very real world where this game is immediately over. But since they don't have the free retreat, and since they didn't have another Comfey to be able to move into after I knocked out their active, there is the chance that we potentially give ourselves a couple of turns and kind of force this game into a position where we're set up. So, looks like our opponent does have Switch Cart into that Comfey. We are looking at a Lost Box deck after all. They've got a ton of switching cards in there. And this is a really interesting thing about Mew VMAX into Lost Box. Lots of Lost Box decks just stopped teching for Mew. One of the big weaknesses of Mew VMAX is Drapion V can come in and take a huge KO on Mew VMAX like nothing happened. So it's very, very frightening to see one of those in play. I definitely don't want to see one, to be brutally honest. Looks like they're just going for the Spit Innocently with the Cram here, which is good. Means that we can potentially get ourselves into the game. They've not beaten us, that's the critical thing. What am I going to do here? I could Escape Rope, I could double Power Tablet, and then Psychic Leap. Maybe I just double Power Tablet. And then I'm going... I'm going to... I should have Escape Roped before Power Tableting if I was going to, because I could have theoretically been given the Greninja here, but instead I'll be given the Comfey, and honestly, that's fine. Like, that's not a problem. And then I'm going to Ultra Ball away the Lost Vacuum and the Pal Pad, and I'm going to draw a Genesect, and I'm going to draw 2 cards, and I'm going to hope that it's enough to continue the game. So, let's go. We're going to grab ourselves Fusion Strike System Genesect V. We're going to put that on the bench. We have 2 Fusion Strike Pokemon in play, so Fusion Strike System will draw until we have 2 cards, and they're both Pokemon, so I'm benching those immediately, and one of them's a Genesect, so we're going again. We've got 4 cards. This is fantastic! This is incredible! Oh, the only thing I could have hoped for is that Ultra Ball was a Nest Ball. We're judging. I just want to see another Mew. If I can find another Mew, that would be great. We have Forest Sealstone. I could flip the Power Tablet. Just give me a Nest Ball. Oh, God, it's not quite there. I don't really want a Forest Sealstone for another Mew here. But I feel like I have to start Alchemy at the very least. Maybe we just go, oh, God, we don't have the Nest Ball in the deck, it's gone. Oh, we can just grab another Genesect and draw into it, I suppose. Let's just commit the whole thing. Power Tablet, draw the Fusion Strike System. Let's get a Mew. We got the Mew VMAX. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. We will instead Max Miracle. I really wanted to use Psychic Leap to get out of the active there and save this Mew VMAX, but alas, 'twas not to be. And now we are left in a very awkward spot. We do have Deoxys on the bench though, so if we can find a double turbo energy, we will reduce the amount of damage we're dealing by 20, but we've also got a Fusion Strike energy attached to us, so we will increase the amount of damage we're dealing by 80, and that's 140, and that's a knockout on a Cram, and more importantly, it's a knockout on a Cram that cannot be returned by another Cram, so I'm happy if I can do that. My hand is not ideal, but it's okay. We have plenty of tools to use. Literally, we have a Choice Belt that's not going to be that critical here. Although we are playing against like a potentially a Dragonite V version. It looks like we are playing against that Turbo Lost Box, so maybe I should hold the Choice Belts. But to be honest, I don't think it's going to be too big of an issue. We always have Power Tablet, although to be fair, I did burn a lot of those. Maybe I am in trouble. Maybe I, because I need to play them down. I need to play them down to be able to do anything. They attached a Greninja though, so it seems like we're not going to be threatened by much here. I'm going to attack into the Cramoran, and now I wish that I had. I wish I had enough of my Power Tablets left to be able to Psychic Leap. We flip Tails on Cram-o-matic again, which is not ideal. Okay, well, this is getting ridiculous now. Let's draw some cards, I think. I do want to knock that Sableye out. I don't like that Sableye. It can potentially knock out Deoxys. I would love to find Power Tablet and also... Oh my goodness, this is awful. Awful. Power Tablet and Mew, please. I would love to find Power Tablet and Mew V. Lost Vacuum. I could use Lost Vacuum. Get rid of a tool. Question is, do I want to? I think I will. We'll get rid of the path because I don't want that in play. I would much rather keep the Lost City. We'll get rid of the... I should have just gotten rid of the... Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Jeepers creepers. Alright, well, we've got the Ultra Ball, we've got the basic Mew V, so we're looking okay. The Choice Belt should still be on the active Mew VMAX, because I should have just got rid of the tool on the Genesect, but it's fine. We're going to retreat here, I think, into the Deoxys. We're going to attach, and we are going to use Photon Boost. It's going to knock out the Sableye. More importantly, since we have the Lost City, send it to the Lost Zone, so we can't have our opponent attacking with that again. Here's a Meloetta out of the prizes, which is very nice. It means that we can potentially get a knockout on the Dragonite if it comes into play. We can play down the Meloetta, we can attack with the Mew VMAX, and maybe get ourselves a knockout with that particular attack. The issue with Dragonite is that if we have double turbo energy attached to us, we reduce the damage we're dealing by 20, which means we need 2 modifiers. And we may well be in a losing position if that Dragonite comes into play, but it's fine. As previously mentioned, it's gonna be fine, because we are 3 prizes in front. And who'd have thought that, actually? Jeepers creepers. At the beginning of the game, when we had a single Mew V and that was it, we would have killed to be 3 prizes in front. Now, to be fair, we are about to be beaten by this Dragonite V that will knock out the Mew VMAX, presuming, of course, that they haven't played a supporter. I've not been paying attention. But they've got the V-Star power now. They can potentially get themselves the energy with Mirage Gate. We are all out of Power Tablets. I thought I had one left. We are definitely going to lose this game if this Dragonite attacks. I have no way to one-hit knock it out. That was an error. Getting rid of the Choice Belt was an error. It's gonna be fine. There's the other Sableye. So us lost zoning the first Sableye could have been a very, very good play. Looks like they are going to go for the Beach Court, so they're going to get rid of the Lost City and then a Mirage Gate. So we might see a Sableye knockout here. No energy from our opponent's Mirage Gates? That's very odd. Okay, well, this video is ending a little earlier than I was expecting, but we showed off the deck, we saw Deoxys, we saw Mew. The deck is good, just trust me, believe me. Thanks everyone for watching, I'll see you next time for more, bye.